Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Evelio Mattos, Adam P, and Cory Connors.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You got me, Evelio Mattos, and
Cory Connors. How are you?
live from Paris. We're all the way in Paris. I'm going to adjust this camera real quick.
Yeah.
To get a little bit more Cory.
Thank you, sir.
There we go. All right. So, Cory, I'm going to interview you. You thought you were going to interview me. No, dude, I'm going to interview you.
Thank you. I've done 6 interviews. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what have you done since you got here?
I spent the first morning doing 3 podcast interviews.
Yeah.
And they were wonderful. The team at Easy Fairs and Paris Packaging Week set them up for me, and they were wonderful. They were all judges for their packaging contests, and very insightful conversations. Really enjoyed them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you also had your you also had your talk today.
Yeah.
Today, Thursday, January 26th.
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to?
But yesterday, I got to watch you speak. And that was awesome. Evelio's speech on AI in packaging was incredible. Other than the video issue, couldn't get that to work.
Hey, man, we plowed right through it.
You did. It was perfect. And
bonjour, Fred. What's up, buddy?
I was so impressed of how many people. I even sent you a picture of how many people waited in line after your speech to speak with you. And I think I always think of that as a sign of a great speaker. So. Well done. Good job. Nice work.
Appreciate it. It was we spoke about artificial intelligence. We got up there, and the people that spoke before me actually did a whole metaverse thing. That headgear all plugged in. And I guess when they unplugged it, it did something to the system, and they couldn't hook up my computer properly. So all my videos didn't play, but I don't know, fun. We made jokes about it. Everybody we got through the entire presentation, and I really appreciate the audiovisual guys just trying their hardest for everything to work. But I mean, it was an awesome presentation.
Yep.
And it was weird because afterwards, some of the people are like, "Oh my God, I love what you're doing on LinkedIn."
Yeah.
I follow you. I love what you're doing in packaging AI, and they showed me some of the stuff that they'd been creating. So that was really cool to see. I don't know, people are actually listening. So you guys are actually listening, which is super cool.
Thank you for listening. And it's an interesting thing when we do a show like this, especially when we get an opportunity to speak, how we have people come up to us after and say, I follow you on LinkedIn. I see your stuff, but I don't comment. I wanted to introduce myself. And so that happens so often. And so for those of you who don't comment and don't interact, thank you. We know you're there. We appreciate you. We don't expect anything from you, but we understand you want your anonymity, and that's okay.
But if you feel like you want to comment, then please do.
Now's your chance.
Now throw something in the comments right now. I know we kind of just sprung this on you.
Yeah.
Live, we're both exhausted.
It's 4 p.m. here.
Yeah.
And we've I think got very little sleep the last few days.
Yep, for sure.
Not because we're partying, but because our bodies don't understand what time it is.
Plus, you had a fire alarm that went off in your hotel.
A fire alarm went off 2 nights ago at midnight, Paris time, and woke us up, and the entire hotel had to evacuate. But no, there was no fire, so that was wonderful.
Right. And then last night, you couldn't sleep because you were nervous about today.
I was exhausted and couldn't sleep because I was nervous about speaking today. Yeah. And that was so much fun to speak with Frederick Drew and some other amazing people in the world of glass packaging. So I'll post more about that. What?
Thanks, man.
Bonjour.
I appreciate you noticing, dude. I brushed my teeth.
What'd he say?
Kirk just says that Cory looks sexy all the time or sassy. And, I look like a hermit, which is pretty sweet. Thanks.
Thanks, Kirk. We appreciate you.
For sure. But yeah, it's been awesome. So today was crazy because Cory, not only did Cory have, people from Guerlain, people from Unilever, just this amazing group of people up on stage with him. when you looked into the audience, you had none other than Tom Zaki.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the guy from Dermalogica.
Kevin Davis from
Kevin
Dermalogica,
like-
sitting next to Tom Zaki from TerraCycle. And
It was like a who's who in the audience
I was overwhelmed.
and on stage. I mean, Cory cried.
In the best way. I did cry a little, but
it was amazing. It was amazing.
no, we made it through. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah. So how's your French?
Terrible.
Oh, dude, let's check you out.
I took French in high school, and I'm thankful I did because it's helped here. And my wife has been learning French the last few months.
On our way here?
Yeah, like so between us, we're getting by. Yeah.
No, it's been great. It's a huge show. It's nothing gigantic like what we see in the U.S.
It's no Pack Expo. It's
in terms of size, but in terms of content, it's so tightly packed. Like what you're seeing, like innovation, is pretty amazing. Like this is a great show that they put on 100%.
And what I'm hearing from people is it's not just for people in the packaging industry, it's people that are looking for inspiration.
Right.
Christelle from Easy Fairs mentioned that there's a team here from Apple Computers, and there's no computer packaging here. It's more inspiration for their design. So
100%.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of different materials. You're hearing a lot of conversation around the different materials. You've got, you've got that. It's not a mistake glass from Heinz Glass.
I just got this from Heinz Glass,
which is nuts because it's glass that actually has impurities in it.
Yeah,
and it's not a mistake.
It's beautiful. It's blue and kind of wonky on the bottom, and lots of inclusions, but it's more sustainable because they're going to sell it through.
Yeah, there's less filtration.
Beautiful packaging. Yeah. And they're also been around for 400 years, and they're actually leaders in the sustainability space because they've switched to clean energy in the 70s, well in advance of needing to or having anyone ask them to.
Yeah. It's been super, super cool. What's the coolest thing you've seen at the show?
I posted a picture of a booth called Lana Papier, which is paper in French, and
or papier in English.
Yes. Same. They made a beautiful peacock out of paper.
Oh, I saw that peacock,
and it's beautiful. I got a lot of attention on LinkedIn from different people. They thought that was really cool. It even got shared quite a bit. That's one of the coolest things I've seen. And that there was an ice bucket, champagne box that turns into an ice bucket.
Okay,
and I thought
like the Veuve Clicquot one. Yeah.
Beautiful idea, incredible concept. I don't know how sustainable it is, if it's recyclable. Maybe it's got a coating on the inside, but it's beautiful. So they know how to do that right over here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really cool brands doing some fun stuff. Definitely in the drinks category.
Yeah,
I know James Cropper. They did the Ruinart champagne.
Beautiful molded pulp. Yeah.
Now they have the new brand. I can't remember what that was called, but they did like some green inclusions in there.
Yep.
A little bit more of the fiber to add a little bit of color to that board, which was pretty cool. And then they changed the lock, even though they've patented the original lock that they used on Ruinart. Now they've come up with a whole new locking system for this thing. So definitely check out Cropper. We got Juan Ramirez. How's it going, dude? Thanks
hey, Juan. Much. Good morning.
And glass is more unique towards standing out on shelf and feeling 100%.
Yeah, well said, Kirk.
Yeah, he'll definitely post a pic. But yeah, it's like
I will.
It looks really organic. It looks like there's like sand, there's grit in there. Yeah. Definitely the imperfections make it.
And if you can see,
pretty damn perfect. Even the bottom is not even. Like
the
one
bottom,
side's like thicker and narrower, and that makes it really.
Kirk, you would be impressed with the they call that kerning, right? The gaps of the letters.
Yes.
It's so I'll post some pictures again. And
we got Richard on here.
Hey, Richard.
From James Cropper, with their killer, wrap. We're supposed to go get wasted after this with Richard. I think we're all kind of beat. We might be.
We might take a rain check.
Yeah, Vove does some amazing stuff for sure. We've seen some stuff. I've seen some stuff in cosmetics.
Yep.
You have like the glass replacement thing. I know with the conversation about Guerlain and what they're doing with glass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Glass is like the next big thing, but it's funny because it's been around forever.
Yeah, the interview I just finished was with Heinz Glass, and they've been around for over 400 years.
Nuts.
In Germany. She said there's 7 glass factories in the city where her factory is.
Wow.
All different companies, all different families, and that's so fascinating to know about the lineage of packaging.
Right.
The history is amazing, and we're just scratching the surface here.
Well, that's one thing that you do see here in Europe is that history that goes, with the production.
Yeah.
Right.
She said they're on their 13th generation of ownership.
That's nuts.
And it's the great granddaughter,
Yeah.
and she's totally doing an amazing job running the show. So shout out to Heinz Glass. Well done.
Yeah, and that's the same thing we spoke about with Richard last night. Was the founders of Cropper Paper are Quakers.
Oh yeah.
And like part of what they do is they don't think about like how to build their business for today, but how to build their business for the next generation.
Right.
So like that's been handed down, I think 4 or 5 generations at this point. And it's like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, in the US, you don't see that.
Yeah.
We just don't have the history to see that.
Yeah.
I know like there's French paper, but I think that's only on the 2nd generation at this point.
Right.
Right.
My
Haven't been around that long.
Adam's company, Myers Printing, is like 3rd generation, and that's unique and really cool, but it's not 13th generation.
Right.
But we just literally
in the same building.
We haven't been there that long.
Right.
So
It's like in the same building, in the same city. Like
it makes sense.
Yeah. It's there's like tombstones out front of like the previous generation. It's crazy.
You must be buried on site. Yes.
That's right. That's part of it. What else we got? I would say, this like entire place is crazy.
Yeah.
They've got a restaurant in here. They've got like this press booth they set up in order to do these. There's an ambassador lounge which feeds everybody.
Yep. Great food, VIP lounge for drinks and coffee served all day. They drink coffee out of little tiny cups here, which I'll never understand. But
I need like the big, big Bubba keg.
That's
version.
okay. We adopt the culture.
Right.
About 650 presenters here,
Wow.
and I want to thank the people at Easy Fairs and for supporting Evelio and I, allowing us to speak and
for sure.
do podcasting and the whole thing, and providing us this really amazing press room.
Yeah.
It's been awesome to have this basically to ourselves the whole time.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. Yeah, Christelle,
Thank you, Mar.
Mar, Martinez,
Karen,
we got like
thank you.
Josh, like everybody's been super helpful.
Josh
Agatha.
Brooks, yeah.
Last night I went to the Butterfly Cannon sponsored lounge, which Butterfly Cannon did all of the rebrands. That's an amazing agency out of the UK. And they have like this huge pillar in the middle of this thing, and just purple with the graphics from all of their packaging they've done. And it was basically it was like the champagne party.
That's cool.
And hung out with Josh and just learned about him and his family and how long he's been in packaging.
And he's so tall.
Oh my gosh. You don't realize like when you see people on Zoom or you see these things.
Yeah.
They're really not that big.
He's what, 6'8"?
He's Cory's like 7'3".
I'm 7'3", and I was looking up. Yeah.
So, definitely.
I'm very nearly 6 foot tall. Very nearly.
Dude, I'm just as near 6 foot tall as you are. We were loopy as hell.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you guys have any questions on packaging or Paris or
reach out to us
for
in
sure.
the future if you're listening to this the future date. We may be repeating this in Milan. That's possible.
100%.
At Milan Packaging Week
Yep.
in May. timeframe. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to that for another Easy Fairs event.
Yes.
Very excited for that possibility.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah, there's just so much stuff going on. There's so many cool things happening in packaging and glass and paperboard, molded fiber.
Yep.
Did you see anything? I saw some coatings out there. I've got to go back and check again, but there's some coatings that were poly-free coatings that look like laminate, but were not. But I don't know if they're poly-free. Right?
Sure.
It's like you got to dig in a little bit further before you.
There's always research to be done. Lots of really cool foil coatings. I've noticed a lot of companies focusing on foil and embossing and debossing. Some very, very unique and intricate designs.
Yeah,
I was impressed with.
Yeah, for sure. Some cool stuff. Check out, Cory at Corrugated on TikTok.
Yep.
Check me out find me on the YouTube at Packaging Unboxed at YouTube/Packaging Unboxed. Have you two made some predictions to see how corrugate and AI might cross over? Yeah, we're gonna have a baby.
It's already there. It's a computer generated baby.
No, it's funny because I've been here for a week, and there's been brands and agencies that have reached out and they're like, hey, I want to learn about artificial intelligence and design, but we don't want you to tell anybody about it. Right. Nobody wants to make it public that they're looking at it, and it's fine. I get it. But there's just a lot of interest happening in there. A lot of people are asking if how it plays with structure, which would then lend itself to. Oh my God, I thought that was Steve Bannon. Yeah, I was like, that guy's.
That's Batman.
He's not in packaging. Yeah, like a lot of that lends itself to corrugate and structure and like the direction of the fluting and some really cool stuff that can happen.
It's going to be a fascinating 5 years, 5 months. What Evelio's speech taught me was, it's here, it's going. Get on board or get out of the way.
For sure, 100%. What else we got? Any other questions? Any last minute things? I guess. What are you predicting from seeing everything you've seen here? What's the one key thing you're walking away with that's going to change?
Sustainable packaging is here to stay. Mm-hmm. It's not a trend. It's not a fad. It's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's not a completion date that you'll meet. It's a forever in perpetuity. We will be trying to be better. And I think consumers are going to be more demanding of it. Definitely know that municipalities and governments are going to be requiring it. And we need to push for it from the packaging side of things.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Versa asks if there's going to be any online education about AI packaging. Absolutely. On Fridays, I typically do a class. I've done a class on AI and packaging for the last few weeks. I'll probably post one tomorrow. It'll be a repeat of a class, so check it out in the morning. And then when I get back to the States, I'll do a new one. I would say like one thing I've seen from a sustainability side of packaging, especially in cosmetics, is reusable, refillable.
Yeah,
is the big thing. And having spoken to Ava Lagarde of resources.co, she's
brilliant.
Yeah, she had a chance to interview Tom Zaki up on stage, which was cool, right before you.
Yep.
And one of the things that she discussed on my podcast a week or two ago was reusable packaging, but not in the sense that it's like you send it back and then it gets refilled.
Right.
She's like, why don't we make makeup compacts out of porcelain? Make it out of something delicate and beautiful that becomes a keepsake. Yeah. And if you've followed us, one thing I hate is keepsake packaging.
Right.
Because that term is thrown around for like a cardboard box. Just wrap it with really beautiful paper and a nice hot stamp. And because of the brand, somebody's going to keep it.
They're going to stack up in your
you're going to keep them forever, like an Apple
closet.
Box.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like a makeup compact, something that you use every day, and it's beautiful. I saw some for Carolina Herrera here that actually had a porcelain inlet, like a insert, and it was steel outer, and it opened up, and you can change that porcelain component to different patterns, different colors.
That's beautiful.
And then there's like a component that you just slide in with the pressed powder.
And you're going to keep that on your counter for daily use.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. Or you throw it in your purse, but it's like something you take out, and it's a conversation piece.
Yeah. Why can't packaging be a part of our daily lives?
Yeah.
In a sustainable way, in a long-term way.
Yeah.
What Tom Zaki was mentioning in his speech was 90% of packaging has a lifespan of less than 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
We need to focus on some reusable packaging, I think.
Yeah. The other thing I got from Tom Zaki's conversation was with the coffee pods,
Yeah.
right? The cost to separate, process,
Yep.
compost the coffee, and
4% metal.
Yeah. It was like it cost the brand, let's say $1.50 to process each of those. So it's a loss leader, but
Yeah.
it's become just part of what you have to do if you're in coffee pods.
Which is good news that
Yeah.
that consumers are demanding that, because in the past, all of 100% went to the landfill.
Right.
So that's good to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's interesting. And there's an article that came out not too long ago about how coffee pods are actually more sustainable
Yep.
for a variety of different reasons, but it kind of depends on which side of that, right? Because you can always spin things one way or another.
Right.
I'd say, we're beat. So
Yeah.
we just wanted to hop on here and do like a quick wrap up of Paris Packaging Week.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. We've had a great time. Thank you once again, Easy
you all.
Fairs, Paris Packaging Week, for having us. Appreciate you guys spending time with us this morning, and this morning in the US, this afternoon, and everywhere else on the planet.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Are you going to join us on the news on Monday, or you're going to be traveling? Or
I'll be back on Monday. Yeah.
oh my God,
We'll do live on Monday.
that's
We'll see ya.
crazy. You're a nut. You're a nutcase.
Bright and early.
All right,
See
we'll
ya.
see you guys.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Evelio Mattos.